All right, the word on the street is Potato Jet's been lying to all of us. He says that this tripod can be set up in an instant. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, he was right. It works exactly as described. Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. In today's video, we're checking out a tripod from SmallRig in combination with Potato Jet. This is the Tribex SE hydraulic tripod. Now, I'm about to go interstate. As of shooting this video, I've got a couple of days to go before I head away, and I thought to myself, I'll unbox this, I'll test it out before we go, and if it's good, I'll take it with me on my travels if it ticks all the boxes for me personally. So we're gonna see whether or not this will make for a great sort of travel tripod, or whether or not I'll just be mostly using it in the studio, or a combination of them both. Before we get into it, a huge thanks to SmallRig for sending this in for review. I really appreciate it. Obviously, this will be a first impressions review video and not a long-term review, but I'm not gonna insult your intelligence either. So I'm gonna read a list of pros and cons out a little bit later from stuff I found online. So you can make up your own mind whether or not you're interested in this. So if you want to check it out, I'll link it below. Let's get into it. All right, here's a list of stuff we get in the box. We've got the tripod, an Allen wrench, a smartphone holder, which is a great addition, carry bag, and some operating instructions. Now, I definitely forgot to bring something to open the box with, but I found this cool little stone on the ground. So let's get into this thing. If I get Potato Jet to endorse this stone, I'll sell them for maybe 300 bucks. So the first thing I noticed, the bag quality is excellent. The zips feel really nice. It's branded over here and it's also padded, which is a great thing. So let's open this up. Give you my first impressions here. Ooh, I like this big piece of Velcro in here. Yeah, cool. It's packed beautifully. All right, inside the bag here, I found the tripod arm. I was about to start filming. I was like, where's the tripod arm? It's actually in a separate sort of zip container in the actual bag over here, which is cool. My first impressions of this tripod is the build quality is excellent, but it's actually quite a bit heavier than I was expecting. It's 3.7 kilograms, which is 8.1 pounds. So yeah, that will hopefully not be a deal breaker given the functionality of this. And we'll test that out right now. So over here on the tripod, there's an arm that you can sort of push out by pushing that red button over here, which kind of like arms the unit. And then you're just supposed to flip this up, which is the handle, and then do this. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. I'm using one of the oldest, what's it called, a Giotto's or something tripod. I've had it for like 20 years and it sucks. I mean, it's okay. It lasted 20 years, but it's just one of the old ones where you unclip it, pull the leg down, click it back in. That is cool. Now let's see if we can go like halfway here. Well, that's really cool. That is awesome. So yeah, it's nice and simple to get going here. I'm actually pretty shocked how quickly this works. It actually works exactly as it's supposed to, which is awesome. What I want to do to close it down is just bring the legs together like this, hold this in, bring it down, and that's it. So yeah, it's, it's way faster than what I'm used to. I dig it. You can put the arm on either side, which I like as well. I actually am left-handed, but I thought I'd just put it on the right-hand side. I know most people prefer it on this side. Awesome, little spirit level under here as well. So if you want to make sure you've got it balanced properly, you can do so. Now this is a video-centric tripod, so it's supposed to have a relatively smooth sort of fluid. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, wow, that actually feels great. You can lock it off nice and quickly like that. We get a nice aluminium tripod plate here with some rubber strips across it. There's 2 threadings to take it out. Just do this, push this button in, and you're in business. And one of the cool things about this tripod arm, not only can you change the length of it nice and simply like this, but it locks off beautifully and we get this nice rubberized grip here. So far, I'm really impressed with the functionality. I like the fact you can open it up nice and fast and close it down just as quickly. But one of the cool things as well, which I missed at the start here, is this little latch. So this allows you to stop it from opening or closing, turn it to the right, it will lock into position. One turn. Done. One of the other cool things I've noticed with this tripod is you can adjust the center column nice and fast like this as well. But the cool thing with it is there's an actual hook down here. So if you want to weight down the tripod on a windy day, you can do that. It's nice and easy. You can also position the legs in different spots as well. So this is basically the standard spot that it was set up straight out of the bag. But if you pull these up and then move them, you can have them set to different angles, which is awesome. So if you want to have a low to the ground shot, you can absolutely do that. And I'll show you that now. Yeah, this is great. I mean, look at that. That's in a completely different orientation to before and to bring it back up, it's nice and fast. Everything's just nice and quick with this. I dig it. Another thing you can do too, if you choose to, is to reverse the center column. So if you want to work with it under the tripod, sort of hanging upside down, you can do that also.
Additionally, you can remove the main length of the center shaft. If you like to shoot low profile, just use the Allen key in the bag and you can quickly set up a shot like this, which is very low to the ground.
Now, if you're wondering where the Allen key is, it's right on the back. I found it as I was attaching the GH7 to the tripod here. And I've also picked some sort of complicated terrain. It's sort of all over the shop. And the great news is if you just want to make subtle adjustments, you can just basically push this in, move it around until you see the spirit level, line up, let it go, and you're done. Again, much easier than a conventional tripod. All right, let's do some tilts. So what I'm going to do is just unlock this to wherever feels good. And I'm going to bring this up and down, nice and smooth. This is 4K, 25 frames per second. It looks buttery smooth, which is awesome. If you want to lock it off, you can do that. Now with the pan, you just have to loosen this one on the back and then you're good to go. Now this doesn't feel, oh, there we go. That's much better. You've got to kind of loosen it up enough to really get a smooth pan, but check this out. I can literally do this with my thumb. Look at that, nice and smooth. If I want to go faster, I can go faster. If I want to bring it back, I can go nice and smoothly with my finger here. So yeah, not a problem in terms of smoothness.
Here's a quick look at some stationary shots along with some slower pans and tilts. So if you're looking to do anything a little bit on the more cinematic side, this will definitely do the job. I love the fact there's no jitter or judder, whatever you want to call it, as you're doing these pans. It's just nice and smooth.
Now to control the pan, it's this control. I guess one of the things that I'm not used to with, it's either basically hard locked or you have to loosen it completely. There's no in between. So there's really only like 2 sets of tension on this. If you have it sort of almost locked off, it doesn't feel as smooth, but with it basically here, it feels great. Or I can have it completely locked off and it's not going to move. Let's talk about price and value for money. So at the time of producing this video, this tripod, get ready for this. It comes in at $399 US, which is half the price of the more elaborate Potato Jet SmallRig tripod. So it's not super cheap. In Australia, it's 650 bucks. I think the whole benefit of this is its simplicity and its speed. To me, just pulling it out of the box and giving it a shot, there's nothing really quite like it that I've used personally. The Ulanzi Coman tripod was cool, but it was still quite clunky compared to this. This just basically simplifies the overall experience. I love the fact that I can just pull this handle out on the side over here and set level nice and fast with very little effort. I don't have to go fumbling around with legs, and for me, that's great. I think where this will really shine for me personally is anytime I'm doing any sort of talk to camera piece locally. It's probably a bit too heavy for me, to be honest, when it comes to travel tripods. I try to keep them under 1.5 kilograms at the expense of them not being as robust. So I like to travel light and I like to bring stuff that's cheap with me. But for all the stuff I do on the YouTube channel, you know, out in the parks that I shoot in and all that kind of stuff, this will make a whole lot of sense. It's actually a very pleasant experience to use and I love its simplicity. So yeah, again, I can't speak to the long-term build quality on it, but it feels really robust just based on my first impressions here. Now, at the start of the video, I said I wasn't going to insult your intelligence by telling you to go buy this because I didn't buy it. And also I've only had it a couple of days. So I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons from customer reviews. That's right, actual verified customer reviews. Let's start with a few of the pros here. So it's quick and easy to set up with the hydraulic X clutch system, allowing for fast leveling on uneven ground. This was a consensus across the board. And it's the first thing that I noticed as soon as I set it up was just how fast and easy it was to set up. So I totally agree. Now they say portable and lightweight design, around 3.7 kilograms. Now, I don't consider that to be that lightweight personally, but if you're coming from a much heavier video-centric tripod from maybe 10 years ago, it's going to be much lighter. So I can see where that could be relevant for some people depending on your particular situation. If you're coming from a travel tripod like a carbon fiber one, then this will actually be heavier. So just keep that in mind. Let's talk about a few of the cons with this tripod right now. And the first one is that it gives you limited payload capacity, which isn't suitable for heavier gear, rigs or cinema gear. I guess if you've got like a $20,000 cinema camera, you probably want to buy a bigger, more robust tripod. If you can afford the camera, buy a more expensive tripod. But yeah, I get that. It won't be for everybody if you're rocking one of those old school cinema cameras. This next one's an interesting point. It says hydraulic system can be affected by cold temperatures, dirt or sand, requiring manual adjustments. So yeah, if you're going to be shooting in those sort of situations, maybe there'll be some issues with that sort of hydraulic system. But yeah, I can only imagine that happening if you live in like minus 15 degrees Celsius, at least on the cold extreme anyway. Another issue that people mentioned here is that the fluid head can be jumpy without sufficient weight and lacks adjustable counterbalance. Now, if you're shooting with a Sony ZV-E10 Mark II with a tiny lens, maybe you'll have those issues. It was fine with the GH7. It's also fine with my ZV-E1 over here with the 24mm G Master. So yeah, just maybe do some research and see whether or not that's the right pick for you or not. I think the thing that I noticed the most was with the pans. It's either easily able to pan or it's kind of locked off. There's no in between, which I'm used to on some of my other tripods. So yeah, that's maybe my only complaint in terms of usability. Now, there's been mixed reviews online in terms of the build quality. I can only go by first impressions, and I'm very impressed with how this actually feels in the hand. It feels great. I love the rubberized legs here as well. But yeah, it feels like an absolute tank. The longevity test is something I'm unable to do, but I just wanted to share with you some of the collated information I could find online, just looking through all the pros and cons. Let's get to the meat and potato jets of this tripod. So let's wrap this up. Horrible puns, man, horrible. Overall, I think this is a really robust tripod in terms of size, weight, functionality, flexibility, all that kind of stuff. You can definitely get it set up much faster than any of my other tripods. And it's also very easy to set up where the ground's not level. That was my major concern, just being able to set it up without kind of having to fiddle around with it too much, because you can't really make manual adjustments that easy. You can if you want to do it that way, but I just wanted to use the hydraulic system and it's nice and simple. So that's great. I don't think I'll take this with me to Perth just based on its size and weight. It's a little bit too heavy, and I usually shoot in the mornings there where there's generally not a lot of wind either. So yeah, for me, this is better suited to situations like here where it does get quite windy and I don't want my camera toppling over. It doesn't at all feel like it's going to have any issues with that whatsoever. It's a much more robust tripod than the one I'm shooting this shot with right now, so it's great. My K&F one that I reviewed recently is planted solidly in my studio. I love it for that. This will be the tripod that I take with me out in the field because it's nice and fast to set up, and for me, that's the simplicity thing is what it's all about, and it's actually kind of fun to use. I'm not going to lie, it absolutely is. Anyway, let us know what you think. I think this is a really great step in the right direction. I haven't tested a tripod that's got this sort of functionality before, and I don't know if there's been any before this, but it is what it is. It's a really impressive piece of kit. Thanks for watching. My name's Shane. I'll catch you soon. See ya.